Hi guys, happy Friday. We are doing a full body routine today. I do have my flickering little wood candle in the background, so I don't know if you guys will be able to hear that. But yeah, so if you do hear something, it's probably the candle. Anyways, since it's Friday, this kind of full body flow is really all about releasing the week. We started Monday with mobilizing our body. We had a little intense microdose in the middle of the week, and now it's time to just release whatever this past week has brought you. So we're going to kind of do something similar to how we ended on Monday. So we're going to start on our knees like this, hands in your lap. We're just going to start by grounding ourselves on the mat. Here comes Beanie. By taking some nice big breaths, maybe place your hand on your stomach so that you can really feel it expand as we take a nice big inhale. And release through the mouth. Inhale, imagining that there's a balloon inside and we are filling that balloon, and release. One more, really feel it in your ribs. Go ahead and drop your chin to your chest and feel the length come through the crown of your head, feeling the length of that neck. Just hold it here for a short breath. And go ahead and take that right ear over the right shoulder for one breath. Exhale back to center. Inhaling to the right side. And back to center. We're going back to the left, and we're going to drop our right hand down, fingertips to the mat, feeling that little oppositional stretch in the neck, and just really release the shoulders. Drop the shoulders, return to your breath, and come back to center. Right ear over right shoulder, or left, sorry, I'm really bad with my left and rights. Drop that right hand down to the mat. Release the shoulders. And return back to center. Go ahead and interlace your fingertips. Let's take a big breath. Letting those ribs raise up. Go ahead and wiggle. And as we exhale through the mouth, wiggle those fingers down. Let's go ahead and roll the shoulders. And reverse. And then go ahead and come into a little Z-sit position here for just a regular little mermaid stretch. Excuse me, Beanie. So when we're doing our mermaid, we want to think of having a nice straight pelvis. We want both cheeks to be touching the mat. So if you find that this is a challenge, you can grab a pillow towel, you can roll up your mat and give yourself some support. Go ahead and place one hand down, bend the elbow, and stretch it over. Thinking about keeping that pelvis straight, and fanning the ribs open like a paper fan. Let's come down to the other side. Just notice where you feel any tension. I feel something in this knee. Every time we come to the mat, our bodies are always different. They're never the same. Even morning versus night, our bodies change so much from moment to moment. So we're switching our legs now. And we're dropping down to the side, fanning those ribs open. Coming to the other side. All right. Going to take our legs and extend them out in front of us. I'm going to start with some spine stretches. Go ahead and scoot to the edge of the mat. So we're just going to sit up nice and tall here. I want you to visualize that a string is attached to the top of your head, and as you inhale, it pulls you up and lengthens your spine. If this is challenging, again, use a towel, a pillow, roll up your mat, do whatever you need to do to support yourself. Go ahead and extend your arms, your palms facing one another, tuck that chin to your chest, and imagine that someone is pulling your fingertips, curling forward into our spine stretch. And go ahead and restack that spine. Let's do another one. So big breath. Exhale. Imagining that we have a big beach ball on our lap and we have to curl up and over. And return back up tall. Go ahead and start to tilt that pelvis back and slowly return to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, extending our arms up over our head. We are going to do a roll up. Let's take a nice big inhale, and as we exhale, we're peeling our spine vertebrae by vertebrae up and over into our spine stretch. And return to our long sit. Tilt the pelvis and slowly unwind back down to the mat. And do one more big breath. Exhale, peeling. Think of a magnet being peeled off of a fridge, curling forward. And return to our long sit. Tilt that pelvis and go even slower. Let's do a little slow motion here as if someone is really trying to pull those fingertips. And release. Go ahead and bring those legs up into a tabletop position here. Let's curl our head, neck and shoulders off of the mat, and we're going to do our single straight leg stretch. So we're going to grab the right calf, ankle, foot, whatever is comfortable for you. We're going to extend that left leg away here. We're going to tug, tug, switch, tug, tug, switch. We're going to continue doing this, really focusing on stretching that leg, that bottom leg away from us, not just stretching the one that we're pulling, but really lengthening that opposite leg. And don't worry about the timing of your breath, just keep breathing. All right, last one here. Tug, tug, and release. Come back here for a breath. Go ahead and interlace the fingers behind our head. Roll that head, neck, and shoulder off of the mat. Extend those legs up towards the ceiling. You can have a bend as needed. We're going to exhale and lower the legs, making sure that our back stays on the mat, and inhale back up. Two more. Last one. And go ahead and bring those feet and your head back to the mat. I was shaking during that. The holidays, I've taken some time off and whew, I feel it. All right, we're going to keep those hands interlaced behind our head, keep our feet on the mat. We're going to bring our elbows so they are in our peripheral, and we are going to do some chest lifts. So we are going to curl our head, neck, and shoulders off of the mat and hold it here, keeping our gaze right between our knees, and then unwind. So we aren't crunching, we are peeling up. Exhaling to peel up and inhaling back down. Now let's hold it here at the top. Grab just below your knees and really deepen that curl. We're really working on that thoracic area. And our gaze again is just between our knees, and holding this height, return the arms and unwind. Big inhale, exhale to curl up. Grab just below the knees, deepen, hold, turn the hands, and unwind. Two more. Deepen, hold, and unwind. Last one. Deepen, hold. All right, great job. Those abs are probably really starting to feel it. And go ahead and turn on to our sides here. We're going to do a little book opener as a nice little reprieve. So we're going to have our knees stacked on top of one another, our hips stacked on top of one another, and our arms straight out ahead. The goal here is we want to keep our hips and our knees stacked on top of one another. Everything from our waist down is glued to the mat. We're going to attach our gaze to our top thumb. Take a big inhale. Extend that hand up towards the ceiling, taking our gaze with us. Then exhale and drop behind. If you notice that your knees or your hips are starting to slide back, go ahead and bring that hand up just a little bit. So my hand is definitely not touching the ground. Go ahead and return back. Do this 2 more times. Inhale. Getting some nice rotation in the upper spine. And return. Again, making sure that that top leg is not sliding back. One more big breath. Hold it here. And return. All right, go ahead and bring the bottom arm underneath your head as a pillow. Going to slightly straighten the legs. There's still a little bit of a bend there. We're going to hover this top leg. We're going to have no external rotation yet, so the top of our foot is facing the same direction as our gaze. We're just going to bring that top leg forward using this hand to support us. We want to keep that lower back nice and quiet, so we don't want to bend just to get a big movement. The movement might be kind of small, and that's okay. Then go ahead and shift to the back. Again, we don't want that lower back to move. We want to feel the stretch here. So you're not going to be able to go back very far because our legs don't work that way. Inhale to draw that leg to you. Exhale away. One more. We're going to go ahead and externally rotate so the top of our foot is facing the ceiling. We're just going to lift and lower. Again, in order to keep that back quiet, the movement is probably not going to be super big. Two more. Last one. All right, let's roll onto our stomachs here. Our face is going to be hovering a few inches off of the mat, and our hands are going to be down on our side with our palms facing the ceiling. We're going to float our arms up and go ahead and press your pelvis into the mat so that our legs and our thighs and knees are also lifted off of the mat. You can inhale, raise your gaze to the top of the mat, so we're kind of making a shape that is very similar to the bottom of a rocking chair. And you're going to go ahead and begin to pump the arms. We're going to inhale, so we are inhaling and exhaling for 3, or whatever you are comfortable with, just finding a nice breathing pattern to support us during the dart. Making sure that our shoulders are down and away from our ears, keeping those toes pointed. And relax. Just take a nice little breath here. And go ahead and return your face to that active position. And bring our hands so that they are down and in line with our chest. I'm gonna need to get a longer mat. I just have realized lately that I am almost, too long for this one. Let's go ahead and bring your hands so that they are in line with the mat. You're gonna take a nice inhale and draw those elbows towards your ankles. We're going to pause here. Our gaze is just ahead of our mat or at the top of our mat, depending on where you are positioned. Our ribs are still connected at this point to the mat. We are working on some nice thoracic extension here. And then go ahead, big breath, extending those arms all the way up into a nice little swan one position. Opening that chest. Our gaze is forward. Go ahead and tuck your toes underneath of you. And push yourself up so that our hips are towards the ceiling. Go ahead and just pedal the feet. Get some nice little stretch action on our back legs. And go ahead and find a nice little position here and just extend that right leg up so that it is parallel with your other hip, just kind of getting a little stretch here. And then rotate to the other side. And go ahead and bring yourself into a quadruped position. We'll make sure that our wrists are stacked over or under our shoulders and our knees are stacked underneath of our hips. We want to feel the length out the crown of our head. Our gaze is facing the mat. Just take a second, take a deep breath, get ourselves grounded in this new orientation. We're just going to reach that right hand over our head, out to the side, and take our gaze as we reach towards the ceiling. So we're going over the head, out to the side, and up to the ceiling. Wiggling the fingers is optional. Let's do the left side, over the head, out to the side, up to the ceiling with our gaze. One more time. Over, out to the side, and up. And go ahead and come down onto that right forearm here. Going to extend that right or left forearm. I'm so bad with my left and right, so I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed, and that's why. I'm not sure. It's a problem. I don't know how I graduated preschool. I also can't use scissors. Anyways, we are on our left forearm and we are extending our right leg away. We're going to raise this right leg, not so much that we are moving that lower back. We are extending out. I really want you to pull those toes, lengthening towards the wall behind you. And then without bending that back, I want you to bring that knee so that it comes towards your elbow. You don't have to touch, but just towards. And extend and lengthen. And come towards your knee. 2 more times. Extend, feeling the length, and drawing it towards your elbow. 1 more time. And go ahead and return. Let's switch so we are on our right forearm and that left leg is back. Go ahead and get yourself nice and grounded. Raise that leg up and really lengthen towards that wall behind you as if someone is pulling the tips of your toes. And then bring it towards that knee. Don't be afraid to really press into that front hand for some support. Extend that leg and draw it in. Extend and draw it in. 2 more times. Extend and draw it in. All right, and we're going to come on to our other side and do our side lying series this way. Let's go ahead and tuck that arm underneath of you. Go ahead and have a little slight bend to that bottom leg, hovering that top leg just about hip height here. Again, really lean into this front hand for some support as we draw it forward and extend away. Inhaling towards you and exhaling like you're blowing it away. Last one here. Go ahead and rotate that top leg. Inhale up and exhale down. 2 more. Last one. Go ahead and bend the knees, extend those arms. Attach that gaze to this top thumb here, really keeping our legs glued together and anchored to that mat. Big inhale, sending that arm up and over, taking our gaze with us, making sure that those knees stay together, that the hips do not drop back. And return. I love the book opener. Big breath. Return. Last one here. And return. And go ahead and lie on your back here. You're almost done. Go ahead and place your arms out to the side. We want to keep our knees and the insides of our feet glued together. And just go ahead, take a big breath. And as you exhale, drop those knees to the left, letting our shoulder blades stay heavy on the mat. Let that right foot roll so that it is still attached to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, drop it down to the right. Did the book opener, which kind of gave us that nice upper spine rotation. Now our side to side is giving us that mid and lower rotation. Inhale back to center. We're going to do it one more time. Exhale to lower. Inhale to center and exhale back over. Go ahead and return back to center, and you can keep your legs bent or you can just extend them, take them about the width of the mat, palms facing the ceiling. Let's just take a nice deep breath here, filling up our stomach and our ribs. Another deep breath. Out through the mouth. Let your breathing kind of fall into a natural pattern here. Do a little scan where there's any remaining tension. And just take a moment to really release the tension. We are releasing the week, so we can go into the weekend with some nice opportunity to really rest and reset. And then when you're ready, you can grab behind your knees and help yourself back up to a sitting position. And sit up nice and tall, just nice and relaxed here. I've noticed when I watch this back that my voice changes dramatically after doing something like that. I just am, much more relaxed. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me for this Full Body Flow Friday. I hope that you feel released and relieved and kind of at peace, and that's pretty much the intention of our little sessions here on the mat. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday for our Monday Mobilizer.